What's going on, y'all? We're going to get started in a couple minutes. Going to send this link out, then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So there's a few moves I'm already looking at off rip, but of course I'm not going to jump in anything yet. Going to be waiting for at least the next 15 when London starts, or the 315 candlestick to jump in anything. But I do like how a couple of these pairs are looking. I like how Euro New Zealand's looking. I like how Euro AUD's looking. So depending on what the next candlesticks look like, we might be jumping in on these right here. Of course, markets were closed on Monday, but we did get straight to it yesterday. Only took 3 trades. Could have entered some more. But like I always say, it's not about entering a bunch of trades. It's just about making sure the trades you enter are high quality trades and have a high chance of likelihood of going your way. And that's exactly what happened. Every trade yesterday hit every TP, or surpassed every TP, I should say. All right, so it's 3 o'clock now. So I like how Euro AUD and Euro New Zealand's looking. Like New Zealand, it's just really quick before price tries to do its thing. Was bullish for a little bit. We did catch some buys, but it hit this level of traffic. And for the past 4 days, you can see it struggled to break past this 4-hour level. And we see it dropping. And then all the other New Zealand pairs are dropping as well. So whether this will pump and hit the bottom of the zone, that's one thing. But we can catch a decent amount of pips. And it's already trying to drop. I kind of want to wait for the retest. I don't want to just jump in yet. It kind of did a retest right here though. Then a drop. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of did a retest already, so we might jump in on this. 69.55. Yeah, so I kind of like how this is looking. It is trying to drop already, but it's about to encounter a wall. So I want to see how it reacts to the wall here. Same thing with this. So I do want to wait for the next candlestick. But if it starts to rip, I might take that risk and enter. But I do like how both of these are looking here. There's a few other pairs I'm looking at, but I'm about to write some of these down real quick before we jump into anything. And then, of course, I'm about to post the disclaimer before we get started. Yeah, so I like how these are looking. They are trying to pump right now. They are trying to dump right now. Yeah, New Zealand's dumping. So I want to wait for the retest, but I might put a small entry in and let it run. And then if it does do a retest, then I'll put the rest of my entry in. But for now, I'm going to want to wait for the retest before I jump in on that. But it does look like it's trying to dump. But we're just going to leave that alone for now. But I like how your AUD is looking as well. I was waiting for it to drop yesterday, but it shot back up. But GBP AUD did a huge dump yesterday. And this is looking like it's trying to follow suit. So I do like how this is looking. We say 57.80. So we're going to do about the same. Yeah, so I like how this is looking too. So I'm about to write both of these up. But those that celebrated Christmas or any other holidays that passed, hope y'all enjoyed your holidays and your time off with your family to spend it with. It was a nice little break, but it's good to be back on the charts though. Yeah, this is trying to drop, so I kind of like how this is looking too. So I'm gonna write these signals up right here. 7. Let me say stop loss. We're gonna do 5780. So 5780. Entry's gonna be like 1.57. Yes, so I got this written up. So let's see what Euro New Zealand's up to. Yeah, it's still dropping. So like I said, I personally don't like to call out trades like this straight off rip. Sometimes I do during London, but it looks like volume is kind of getting back to normal. We did have a very slow, choppy beginning of this quarter on November. Then this month, end of the quarter, things started to pick back up. But it's already doing a nice drop right here. I put a small placement in, but I personally like to wait for at least some type of retest or break on that. So I'm just going to hold off from that one, from posting that. But I do like how your AUD is looking. So we're going to see how this does with this level of traffic right here, with this wall right here. And if it can stay underneath this level and respect it, the next 15, a new 5-minute did just start the next 15, then we might jump in on this one as well. I was looking at a few other pairs. Let me see. I was looking at USDCHF as well. Price is bearish. We took a L the other day when we took this, but now it's back at this 4-hour level. It already did a retest of it. It's underneath it. So let's take a deeper look at this. Yeah, it's been underneath this 4-hour level for a cool minute now. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, but until like the new year starts and volume is back to like a regular week, I'm going to be kind of extra picky on the trade I do take. But if I do see an opportunity, I'm going to take it. Gold just did a nice retest right here. So gold is looking like a nice setup for sell. I had this marked off as well. Looking at the daily time frame, new 5-minute to just start. But looking at the daily time frame, price is kind of bullish, but we do see price struggling, and we do have to acknowledge the huge rejection that was caused and happened yesterday. It did close above this level, but you see it's breaking down, and it's currently underneath this support resistance level. So we could possibly see it come to this wall right here, which is around 1804. We could see price potential coming at 1804, which is about 400 pips from where it's currently at. And then to the extreme, this 4-hour level around 1800, 1798, 1799. But for a scalp setup, it is looking nice for a sell. So I do have it marked off. Did do a nice retest for us the last candlestick, and now it's dropping. So I do like how this is looking here. Yes, we do have a couple setups that are looking nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna write this up as well. So last time I hit this wall is when it did the rejection. So I want to see how it reacts to this level here. But I do like how this is looking, so we might jump in on this as well. So let me write this up too. This is a little bit of higher risk trade. Main reason why it's a little bit higher risk trade is because on the bigger time frames, it is still, but that thing is dropping. So yeah, we might enter this as yeah, I like how it just did a nice drop right there too. Yeah, we're gonna jump in on this. Well, let me see how it reacts to this wall first. But that's showing me it does want to drop, which is interesting. So we might jump in on this. A little bit of late entry though, but I do like how this is moving. Yeah, we're about to do this. Yeah, so I'm about to write this up right now. So SL for this, I got 18, 15. I put like 18, 15, 50. But I do see this drop, and it's already trying to drop right here. So the thing about this is it's about to hit a wall. So the next is going to retrace again, or it's going to continue to dump. So that's the only thing about this entry right here. But I do like how these are looking. So this is doing a retest. New Zealand's retracing as well. Yeah, so we might be jumping in on these the next candlestick as well. Gold is ripping. It just retraced though, because it was at 1807 even. Now it's back up 50 cents. So yeah, it's kind of reacting to this wall right here. So a new 5-minute did just start, and we see price retracing up a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to wait for the next 15. That's what we're going to do. We're going to wait for the next 15. I do got these written up. So indices, we took some moves on the indices. I don't know if any of the members, I did go over NAS. One did enter NAS, excuse me. It did a nice drop. This would have been a 1-to-6 risk reward trade. But I called this US30 trade out for free. It hit all the TPs. It was supposed to be a scalp setup, but we were in drawdown for a cool little minute, about a couple hours, and then it broke back underneath this level. Then that thing ripped, filled the gap up, almost at the 4-hour level, and retraced back up. So for now, indices we're going to leave alone, at least for now, because they're not really at any good spots. I did look at the GBPJPY, EUSDX are the only ones that are really close to anything. Well, SPX as well. But until further notice, I'm going to stay out of them. This is at a nice 4-hour level and a daily level. It's got a nice wall built there. So far, it's pushing up. So I want to see if it's going to reject this level or if it's going to break above it. If it breaks above it, I can see it hunting this liquidity right here or coming up to the daily zone. But there's also a strong resistance level, as you can see here. So I'm just going to be patiently waiting to see how price reacts to these levels here. But we got about 3 minutes to the next 15. So if gold, EN, and Euro AD are still looking like nice clean setups, we're going to jump in on those. So just marking these levels off right here. I'm going to put the wall right there. Yeah, I think that's decent. Yeah, but we'll see price dropping right there. Yeah, price is tanking on these, so we're about to jump in on these. These aren't doing too much. So I wonder what the other USD pairs are up to. We took a GU sell as well. It's literally chilling right at our final TP. But yeah, it's interesting. So the end of season stuff are kind of retracing back up. Gold did a pump up yesterday, and now it's dumping a little bit. And then the other USD pairs are retracing up. Canadian pairs are retracing over to our daily levels and see how they react there. And then we're going to jump in on those. But yeah, we might be jumping into some stuff this next candlestick. So we got a couple minutes to the next 15. I like how the JPY pairs are looking too. We caught some nice buys on Euro JPY also. A few of them aren't really at any good entries, so we're just waiting to see what price decides to do. Yeah, but price keeps dumping and then retracing back up. So it's literally showing signs that it wants to break that level. So I want to see if it can do that the next 15. It keeps on hitting 1807, then coming back to like 1807.50. And it's ranging there. So the next candlestick, I want to see if it's going to break that level or if it's going to retest and drop. But it looks like it's trying to break that level. So yeah, we might be jumping on this in a second. And this will be kind of a scalp setup. So I'm about to write this up right now. And it's your first time on the live stream, make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free Telegram. I do post the trades in there. Not every trade, some are strictly for the members, but I do post trades in there. And we're going to be posting a couple in there in a second. And we're going to go over how we did yesterday in a second too. But I'm on two screens right now. I'm just looking at all the charts right now. This is the EJ buy from yesterday. I'm looking at a possible re-entry or a second entry. If we can break that 4-hour level. Let's go back to your AD. Your AD is pushing back up. Your New Zealand's pushing up as well. Yeah, so we're gonna leave those alone until it's showing us it wants to break. Yeah, so it's gonna be like a high risk sell, but I do see, looking at gold, I can see it break that wall possibly. The way it just did that drop, that was a harsh drop, so that's showing price does want to break that. It could do a retest off this wall here. That's one thing. So right now I'm waiting to see who's going to retest that, but it might try to break through it, so we might just jump in on it. Yeah, we're just going to jump in on this. I'm going to do a tight stop loss on this. 15. Yeah, so we got price retracing. Euro New Zealand's looking nice, so we might jump in on this as well. All right, so we're going to jump in on a few things here. Yeah, my bad, I'm quiet. I literally have two screens up. We're looking at gold and this at the same time. So we're going to enter gold, and then I like how what you call Euro New Zealand's looking. So we're going to jump in on this too. So as for this, I'm looking at 69. You say 69.55. So I'm about to post the TPs right now. So I am in this and I'm in gold. The gold one I just posted to the members, but I'm gonna go over the SLs and TPs with y'all as well, if anyone did enter that. But of course, you don't see what I see, don't have to enter. Yeah, but Euro New Zealand is dumping right now, so we're gonna see if we can hit some TPs. We're already close to the first TP already. But give me 1 second. I'm literally typing this stuff up right now, so give me 1 moment. Yeah, we already hit the first TP. So we got right here. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we just hit the first TP. And again, this is your first time on the stream. Make sure to read the disclaimer I posted in the free Telegram. But we literally just hit TP1 for gold and Euro New Zealand. And like I said, the SL for gold is 1815, or you put 1815.50. But yeah, as soon as it hit that level, I'm about to pull up the gold on the other screen. Give me 1 second. I'm just looking at a bunch of trades right now. But as soon as it hit that TP, it did exactly what I assumed it was going to do. It's doing a retracement, but we're going to see if it can respect the walls underneath and continue to dump down and knock out some more walls or knock out some more levels. So we're going to see if price can do that. But as soon as it hit the first TP, it did reject. But we're currently about to try to break this wick, and we did just break TP1 again on Euro New Zealand. So we're almost at TP2. So I'm going to see if we can hit TP2. And we're about to pull up, let me see what else. Yeah, Euro AUD, we're about to jump in on this as well. I like how Euro AUD is looking. Did a perfect retest, and this is why you just want to patiently wait for the next 15. You see the retest, and now it's dropping. So now I feel a lot more confident that price can tank. So we're about to jump in on this as well. Now, like it says in the disclaimer, not every TP is guaranteed to get hit. So you got every time a TP gets hit, I do my best to try to announce it as soon as it gets hit. I'm usually on point with it, but there are some times I'm doing something. Either I'm in meetings, one-on-one sessions, or I'm not by my computer. But for the most part, I do try my best to notify you as soon as what you call it. My bad. As soon as the TP does get hit. So we're about to enter this right here. Yeah, so it's about to break that wall right there. Yeah, so we're going to see if we can break that level there. So I'm going to post the TPs right now for Euro AUD. We do have a nice wall of traffic here. This is probably what caused that wick. So let's just out of curiosity put this line right here. I'm about to post the TPs in a second, but I just want to see something real quick. So let's go to the left and look at that. Sure enough, that's what caused the rejection last time. Not a coincidence. So we're going to see if we can break that level. So let me go ahead. So we're going to see if price can break that level. It's trying to, so we're going to see if we can do it. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're a couple pips off from hitting TP1 on Euro AED. We're literally about to hit it right now. So we just hit TP1. So we're about to, gold is kind of floating at TP1 still. I'm about to pull it up on the other screen, my big monitor, in a second. There was just a few pairs that I liked how they were looking. So I'm trying to do my best to make sure we're not missing any opportunities. We did miss one though. USD CHF ended up taking off just like I was talking about. But that's all good. We're in 3 trades right now. But we would have caught a nice amount of pips on this. Like I literally was just talking about this. And that thing dumped 92, 95. That thing dumped 10 pips. Well, actually kind of 20 pips. That does happen though. But it is all good. It's all good. The day's just getting started. So EuroCAD is looking nice as well. EuroCAD, the downtrend is beginning. We can see that right here. It's clearly not made any new highs. And if we want to be real technical about it, you see boom, boom, all these rejection wicks, then the retest on this daily level, then dropped. So we're in a downtrend right now. So I want to look for another sell on this. And out of curiosity, let's just see what the other Canadian pairs are up to. This is dropping as well. EuroCAD is the only one at a nice ideal entry. The other ones, I'm waiting for them to, okay, New Zealand CAD is about to be at a good entry as well. Okay, it already hit that level. Yeah, so New Zealand CAD and EuroCAD are looking like they're about to get close to a nice sell entry. We caught a nice sell on this the other day, 27th. I don't think we entered this. I might have marked this up. I don't think I entered this because I didn't call this out. But I did have this marked off, and it did exactly as anticipated. But let's see what the other Canadian pairs are up to. That one's a little too far off. Yeah, but I do like how EuroCAD is looking. So we might jump into this. I'm not going to jump into it yet. Oh, yeah, and gold's just tanking. So let me pull gold back up, y'all. So y'all enter gold. Y'all should be nice and blue. It's literally it's past TP1. It's almost at TP2. We're like 120 pips away from hitting TP2. So it's a nice start to the day so far. We're about to hit, we did hit for Euro New Zealand. We just hit, I think we hit TP2 for Euro New Zealand. So right now we're 3 for 3 off rip again. Wait, is this still? No, I fixed it. So let me pull out my broker and see if we hit it. And I totally forgot to enter any of these trades on my funded account. So that's a little unfortunate. But hey, at least I got them in on my personal accounts, right? And speaking of funded accounts, I have a video dropping today about funded accounts because it's about to be 2023. And honestly, funded accounts is one of the best and efficient ways where you can almost for free just increase your capital and start making some money. So I'm going to go over a video explaining all that stuff in depth. Also, I found some other prop firms that are going to help y'all out, especially those that already have past funded accounts and have a little bit more experience with them. This is going to help y'all out as well. So Euro AUD, we're currently floating at TP1, almost hit TP2. Gold, we're floating past TP1. We almost hit TP2 there. Euro New Zealand, we hit TP2. We're almost at TP3. Let me move this down. We missed Euro CHF. If we would have entered that, we'd be 4 for 4. I'm not talking about Wendy's, but you can see after hit this level of price right here. Look at that. Actually, my previous video, I went over this. You see the wick, you see a body of price here, not a coincidence. So in a second, I'm about to drop some links for y'all to watch before I drop the funded account video later today. And we just hit another TP, 1 Euro AUD. Right? No, that's TP1 still. I'm tripping. Is that TP1? Yeah, we already hit TP1. So I need to fix this. Yeah, so things are looking good right now. Things are looking good. So gold's at this level of price right here. Just simply look to the left. You can see where it's struggling at. So the next candlestick, the next 15 that's about to pop up in literally 45 seconds, is either going to be that retracement because this was a huge drop. So we might see a retracement. Might retest this level here. I might even come back up to our entry, then possibly dump. Or we're going to see price reattempt to try to break that level. That's why I can see price doing. Now let's go to EuroCAD and see what EuroCAD is up to. So EuroCAD did a nice, beautiful retest on this 4-hour level. It did a dump. We're in the middle of a nice retest, which is what I like to see. So now I want to see price break this wall right here. And if it can break and stay underneath that wall, coincidentally the same wall that we see price failed to break, rejected off of, and it's about to reattempt. If it can break and stay underneath that level, then I'll feel inclined to enter a sell. So we want to see if price can do so. It is trying, and the euro pairs are kind of dropping right now, as we can see. So y'all screen should be nice and blue. All right, y'all screen should be nice and blue. I'm about to check and see if we hit the next TP on Euro New Zealand. But literally all trades are deep in profit, dropping. Yeah, so we're going to patiently wait for that. We're not going to rush into that one. These two are literally right at the TP. We're going to see if we can break through it. Out of curiosity, I just want to see what USD CHF's up to. That's cool. Gold's looking like it's about to try to retest, but it's underneath this wall here. So we can stay underneath these two walls, especially this one. There's a high chance price can continue to drop and dump. Now the JPY pairs are trying to push up as well. There's not really any good entries. You can see they all took off. We could have entered all these because literally all these JPY pairs pumped up and took off yesterday. On Friday, last Friday, I did call GBPJPY. I went over this with the members in the Zoom call we had the other day, but I held it over the weekend. It knocked out all those TPs. As you can see, it's right at this 4-hour level, just like Euro JPY. So if it can break and stay above this level, I might ride the wave up. Because again, like I always talk about gaps and imbalances, they're going to have to get filled up at some point. And that's what I believe is about to happen with the JPY pairs. I believe that these imbalances are about to get filled up. Because again, this was a huge drop that had to take a lot of money, a lot of volume, and of course the sprinkle of manipulation for price to even do something like that, especially in like an hour like it did, because that's just ridiculous. Because so far they're attempting to continue to drop down. So we're going to let that do their thing. Let's go to the indices and see what they're up to. They're still on top of their respective levels. Let me make sure I'm not missing out any comments. Okay, no, I'm not. Okay, cool. Now, granted, in this case, it wouldn't have really mattered if we would have entered on this dump. But a good example of why I do like to wait for the next 15 is your AUD. This trade, we wouldn't have been up as many pips as we are currently. We would have entered around right here. We still be slightly blue, but we entered right here off the retest. So we caught a lot more pips just for patiently waiting for the next candlestick. So that's why I personally decided to wait. Again, because off rip, you already knew, like, I had a feeling it was going to drop. But from experience, because that's what it all comes down to: experience, repetitions, noticing things, taking notes, improving, all that stuff. Many times I chased trades and then it retraced the next candlestick. And I was like, see, I should have waited. How many times have you been on a chart and you're like, you want to enter, but you're like, maybe I should wait for a retracement. Maybe I should wait for retracement. Then price continues to dump. Now, granted, gold could have did, but gold kind of doesn't count because gold kind of did its move during midnight, right? I had this marked off during the Zoom call or after the Zoom call. I was doing my markups. I could have entered. So it did the retest. This was a little bit different. Gold will move, right? Especially around 9 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard, and midnight Eastern Standard. You can sometimes, if there's a setup, gold do its thing. Same thing, the New Zealand pairs. A good example of that is GBP New Zealand. This thing dropped. This would have been a beautiful setup right here. And let's just see when this thing started its move. So this is the 3 o'clock candle, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., midnight. Like I said, 9 a.m. and midnight. This literally happened at midnight. Did the retest? Could have caught some pips there. So again, this is just repetition and just noticing stuff. Because again, there's no coincidences, especially on the charts. Everything that happens, there's a reason why it's doing that. So we do see some retracements on the pairs we're in. So like I say, not every TP is guaranteed to get hit. So if you're not comfortable with the retracement or you're happy with the profits you have and you don't want to see it disappear, by all means close. You do not have to hold to every TP because every TP is not guaranteed to get hit. Please, please, please. Now, this isn't calling anybody out. It's gotten a little bit better, but when I first started this, of course, it's kind of a different strategy from other stuff that I've seen and other people have learned or used. So a lot of times people would try to hold to the final TP. I used to get messages all the time, where are you still holding? Where are you still holding? And I'm like, that thing went right back to entry. Like, I got wicked out. I might re-enter, but I'm not still holding the same trade. Now, granted, if it's TP1 or TP2, I might. The chart looks good. And, you know, crossing my fingers, hoping. I'm looking to see what's going on. Only time I pull my phone out is when a TP gets hit or if I'm thinking about closing a trade or entering a trade. I'm not staring at the blue and red number on my screen because that's not telling me anything. That's just telling me how much money I'm up or how much money I'm down. That's not telling me anything useful. You get what I'm saying? You got to look at the charts. You got to look at the candlesticks. That is going to tell you what's going on. That's going to explain why you're in drawdown or why you're in profit. That's going to explain why price is ranging. That's going to explain all this different stuff. Looking at that blue or red number on your screen, like anything, one thing that's going to do is just raise your anxiety. That's all that's going to do. It's literally all it's going to do. So yeah, the euro pairs are retracing a little bit, but gold's still attempting to dump. We're about 80 pips off from TP2, I think. I think it's TP2. So let's see what the indices are up to. So we're gonna leave these alone. We could see them. We could, like I said, there could be a possible scalp setup for a buy, but it's still very bearish. So I would rather go for a sell setup until further notice. So while price is marinating and doing its thing, I'm about to drop some links to some videos that I suggest all of y'all watch if you haven't watched them yet, because they're going to help y'all out. Give me 1 second. I'm just looking through these charts. Okay, so New Zealand USD just tapped that level there. Look at that. As soon as it hit that orange line. Okay, so why zoom in? It wasn't exact. Like this was exact. It literally tapped it and rejected. Well, that's close enough. But I still want to see it hit the daily level first before I enter that. But it could very much so drop, because that is where we entered right here. But I want to personally wait for it to hit the daily level before I jump in on that. Let's see what AU's up to. AU's dropping. So we got a nice wall right here. So I'm see I exited that wall right there. So are you asking to sell right now? Because you're asking to sell right now on every one of my signals. Let me pull it up real quick. Well, first, this is how we did yesterday. We took 3 trades into the day 3-0. Every trade hit all the TPs or surpassed them. Caught 56 pips on EJ, GU, 68 pips, US30, 29,500 pips. But if we scroll down, every trade I post, I always post my entry and my SL. So to answer your question, let's just go on the charts really quick. It's a little bit past my entry. Let me pull up my entry again for EA. 57.25. Well, it's actually right at my entry. So if you want to, you can. And it's looking like it's about to reattempt. So this would be a good position to enter. So if you want to, it would be a good time to enter, because it's literally right back at my entry. So yeah, so if you didn't enter before, this would be a safe position to enter. And it's trying to drop. But make sure to calculate your lot size. Like I said, every trade I post, I'm always going to post my personal entry, my SLs, and then all the TPs that I can see price hitting. But like I mentioned in the disclaimer, I post the same disclaimer every day. Not every trade is guaranteed to go all the way to the final TP or in our favorite in general. Now, some of that stuff is basic, but again, some people think that trades are just going to 100% go their way all the time. So when people get comfortable, especially with win streaks, they will get to over leverage and things like that. And trust me, that will bite you in the butt. You might get lucky a few times, but that one time you over leverage and it doesn't go your I sell in the retest, try to pull out of Euro New Zealand. Like I said, if you're happy with your profits, pull out. All right, this is for you. I put your name on the screen. I don't want to mispronounce your name. So, like I said, if you're happy with your profits, feel free to pull out. All right. I'm never going to tell anyone to continue to hold a trade, especially when the TP gets hit. TP means take profit or take partials, whatever y'all do, right? So I'm never going to tell you to keep holding a trade. If you're happy with your profits, by all means, close. You get what I'm saying? If you don't think price is going to continue to drop, or you don't like the retracement, or you're happy with the pips you caught, close. Like I know some people that only the way they trade, they'll usually close at TB2, TB3 because that's good enough for them. Awesome. Okay, so don't ever feel like, oh well, he put 6 TPs, he put 7 TPs, let me hold. Don't do that, because if you genuinely don't look, if you don't know what you're looking at the charts and you genuinely don't know that's going to continue to drop and you're just hoping or crossing your fingers, that's where things can get a little bit sticky. So if you're happy with your profits, feel free to close. I'm never going to tell anyone to keep holding. But if you did re-enter on the retest on Euro AUD, let me move this out my way. Who was it? Sharma, if you did enter on that, you should be blue because it was at 25 and now it's at 20. It's right back at TP1. It's about to attempt to hit TP2. So you should be nice and blue on that trade right there. But yeah, Euro New Zealand is looking like it's about to attempt. I want to see it hit it before the next 15, but it is attempting to try to break that level. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. Let's go back to gold. Gold is close to hitting TP2. We're about 30 pips away, 30 cents away. So again, I want to see this get hit before the next 15. That's what I'd like to see happen. So we want to see if gold can do that for us. Yeah, but that goes for anyone. All right, so let's keep gold right here while I go over disclaimer again. Okay, that's for anyone. If you're happy with your profits, feel free to close. I'm never going to tell you to keep holding. Never. TPs are TPs. All right, so so when a TP is hit, it'll either reject or break through. So keep an eye on your charts. So this is another reason why I do my best to notify you as soon as the TP gets hit. Because what did we see? What did we see on gold? When TP1 got hit, what happened? Price rejected. Okay, TP2 just got hit for gold. So y'all in the stream, y'all should be nice and in profit on gold. Y'all should be up around 200, 300 pips on gold. But I didn't post it in the free signal room because this was a members only play. But if you're in a live stream, that's just one of the perks. Sometimes you get to participate and jump in on some of the members only trades. But those that have been here, y'all already saw why I even entered the sell. I broke it down, explained why we entered, and yeah, now we're making money. Same thing with Euro AD, Euro New Zealand. I broke down why we entered them. TPs got hit. But it is retracing, so it's going to be interesting to see what the next 15 does. But again, like I said, when TP gets hit, it's either going to reject or break through. This went right back to TP1, which was at 20, which is right where these candlesticks closed at, which is funny enough. Let me just put this right here where these candlesticks closed at. Let me click this right here. What's that say? 57.20. So what happened when price hit this TP? Exactly what I said in the disclaimer. It's either going to reject or break through. Okay. What did gold do? The first TP was 1806. When it hit 1806, what happened? Well, let's go on a smaller time frame so you can see what happened. It hit 1806. Look what happened when it hit 1806. This candlestick right here. Hit it, rejected, closed above it. Then what happened in the next 5 minutes? Broke through. What happened when it hit the TP2, which is right here, a little past 1804? Rejected. Is retesting right now, so we're going to see if it can break through. All right, so that's why I say if you're happy with your profits, feel free to close at any time. I'm never going to tell y'all to what you call it, keep holding a trade, especially if you don't know what you're looking at, because then you're gambling. Okay, and people always talk about trading is gambling, forex is gambling. It's not gambling unless you're gambling. All right, what I do and what me and the members do, we do calculated risk and high probability trades and setups, which stops it from being gambling. All right, we risk the same amount, same percentage every trade. We have good risk to rewards, and that helps us make sure our wins outdo our losses, and we can consist, and we're also not risking too much of our account at one time. So I see the comments coming in. I'm about to answer the comments, but I'm just I got two screens up. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss out on anything, like we did with USDCHF. But these probably not going to start cooking until closer to New York. So it's dropping back down. So we're still going to wait to see if it can break that level. Zealand USD. So this is what I mean. So it did end up dropping. So we would be blue if we did enter this. But again, it doesn't always do this. So this is when it comes into with trading in general. You have to be willing to take a risk, right? Scared money don't make no money. you're already taking a risk entering the markets. So this will still be a high probability setup, but I personally like to wait for price to retest the daily level and then go for a trade, because once it hits the daily level, that's where the harshest rejection is going to be at, right? When it hit the daily level, boom, harsh rejection down. Granted, when it hit this level, it did a harsh rejection as well. And this is the level we entered. But again, you got to stick to your rules, because sometimes you might get lucky breaking your rules. At other times, when you break your rules and then you get a harsh reminder of why you should have followed your rules, then you're gonna start beating yourself up. Man, I should have just listened. I should have, you know what I'm saying? So to avoid that, it's best to just consistently follow your rules. You have these rules set up for a reason. Why? Because you constantly saw X and Y and Z happen. So to avoid X, Y, and Z happening, or to take advantage of X, Y, and Z happening, you got these set up, right? And again, we're already in 3 trades, and all the trades hit multiple TPs. So there's no reason to, try to jump into a bunch of stuff. I'm looking for high quality, high probability setups. And speaking of which, SPX tapped the 4-hour level, which we can see right here. Tapped it. Now it's at this wall. So I want to see if it can break that wall, how it's going to react to that wall. And if it can do so, same thing with US30. This one will be a little bit higher of a risk trade because off the 4-hour level, but still valid. I mean, technically, we could have, my markup's off. We could have entered off this candle. I mean, the candlestick just started. So we could kind of enter right now, not going to lie. I want to wait to see how it reacts to this wall right here. But we could possibly enter SPX. Possibly. Yeah, we could possibly enter that. USDX looks like it's about to try to drop as well. Yeah, so there might be some setups coming soon for these. All right, so let me catch up with the comments. All right. What did I do with Euro New Zealand? Do I pull out Euro New Zealand? You should not be down 150 pips on Euro New Zealand, because the stop loss for Euro New Zealand isn't even what you call it. It's not even 100% stop loss. So again, like I mentioned, you asked if you should pull out. Your New Zealand wasn't in profit when you asked that question. And I answered your question. I said, if you're happy with your profits, go ahead and close. And then like 5-10 minutes later, you're asking what to do about it. So again, like with trading, this is no offense. This is just me being honest with you. The way you're typing is like you're freaking out. You got to be calm while in trades, because you're freaking out and panicking. You're not going to be able to think clearly. You get what I mean? And people that don't think clearly or think emotionally or with their emotions end up doing irrational things or just dumb stuff or making mistakes. So I don't know what time you jumped in here, but I did just go over the disclaimer. But I'm gonna go over it again, because again, like I do this to help people. I'm not trying to make people lose money. So that's why when you asked earlier, I said if you're happy with your profits, close. But you need to be risking 1 to 5% of your account per trade. If anyone's telling you to risk more than that per trade, they don't care about you and they don't give a fuck. You need to be risking 1 to 5% of your trade. 1 to 5% of your account per trade. Why? That way, if a loss does happen, you didn't lose too much of your money. All right. So just to keep it simple for you, asking what to do. If you didn't close when I told you it was a good idea to close if you're happy with your profits, do not freak out. Unless you over leverage, then that's different. But if you didn't over leverage and you're just in drawdown, that is a part of the game. Think about it like this. As soon as you enter a trade, you're in drawdown. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So I don't know who you are. Give me 1 second. Because that doesn't look like a question. And if you're on my thing promoting yourself, that's not cool. You got a YouTube channel. So you can promote your stuff on your YouTube channel. So the way you're spamming, it looks like you're one of those bots. But if you're not a bot and you're watching, you can hit me up on my Instagram at the bottom, playmaker_way, and make sure I TikTok. But back to what I was saying, all right? So if you didn't pull out when you're in profit, do not freak out. Why? Because as we can see, price is dropping. So that's why you need to stay calm. Because if you got your emotions high, you would have ended up closing in drawdown, and then you would be slapping yourself in the face right now. You get what I'm saying? So this is another reason why it's important to look at candlesticks. You asking that question to me, I could be wrong, but I'm just assuming, because when I used to do stuff like that, this is what I would do. It looks like to me you're doing what I was saying earlier not to do, and you're looking at your phone screen. You need to be on a chart. You did not trade. When you enter a trade, you have to look at a chart. So while you're in a trade, you need to look at a chart. But just to keep it simple, if you did not close or get wicked out in profit and price retraces, hold to SL or TP gets hit. You have no idea how many times people would hit me up after they got greedy and they start freaking out. They almost shit themselves because price retraces harshly. And they're like, oh, what should I do? Should I close? Should I close? I put the SL for a reason. The SL is there for a reason. All right. The SL is there for a reason. So if you were greedy or if you just don't know what's going on the charts, either or, do not freak out and just close a trade. Hold to SL or TP gets hit. You have no idea how many times. There was literally a day where I remember it was a EuroJPY buy. I can't pull it up because I probably deleted it. But I remember we were in a group chat and they were asking about EuroJPY. We were in drawdown all day on that trade. It literally missed our stop loss by 1 pip. And then that thing retraced and it just exploded and blew through all the TPs. US30 yesterday. If we pull up. Speaking of which, I got sidetracked. Price is probably still dropping. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna wait for the next candlestick for that. But it's fine because we're already in some trades right now. And a couple pips ain't gonna hurt me. But anyways, US30 hit the first TP, immediately rejected. We were in drawdown. Did it hit SL though? Some people were upset, mainly because US30 is a big account. I mean, it's a big indice, and a lot of people traded that shouldn't. I was one of them. Trust me, I fucked up my account before on US30, especially when I was in one of them IMLs. Man, I was up $30. I felt good. Literally 2 minutes later, I was down $80. And I was like, what the fuck? So I get it. But this is why you need to look at a chart. This is why you need to learn how to identify these levels, which I teach my members and students. We just had a Zoom call going over all that stuff. But yeah, the indices are looking like they're dropping. It's too late for NAS and SPX, unfortunately. I literally missed that again. So this is what I mean also. There's opportunities literally everywhere. So if you miss a good entry, do not chase a trade. Wait for a retracement or just go to another chart. This strategy works on everything. And for you, if you kept holding, you should be fine now. You know, your heart rate should be down. But just have that be a lesson. If you truly don't know what's going on in the charts, move SL in profit or just close when a TP gets hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't go around with TP2 or TP3 closing. But this is why it's important to know what's going on in candlesticks, because how many times, this used to be me too. I didn't know what was going on. I used to not know how to look at candlesticks. I just relied on indicators or signals, and I did not know what was going on. So when I was in drawdown, I used to always be freaking out, and I would not know what was going on. But you need to be on TradingView. Your MT4 app's cool, but you need to be on TradingView. You need to be able to see the bigger picture. All right, you need to be on TradingView. If you don't got a computer, use your phone or tablet. It's going to be a little bit different, but you'll still be able to kind of see the bigger picture. But never close a trade if SL didn't get hit. All right, never close a trade if SL didn't get hit. I feel like we had another trade where that happened. Yeah, this gold trade. This was on Friday. I think this was the day when everybody was, I don't know. I got haters. I already know I have haters, but they be quiet until it's time for them to hate. But anyways, this trade, it almost hit SL. We missed it by like a couple pips. And then what happened? That thing tanked. We hit all the TPs, made money. You just got to hold the trade, trust it. Because again, that was a little bit different if you're watching my stream, but I go over and explain before we enter any trade why I'm seeing what I'm seeing and why we're about to enter, why we entered what we entered. And like I always say, well, I don't say it all the time, but I try my best to. We just hit another TP. Did we? Let me see. Give me 1 second. But if you don't see what I see, you don't have to enter. No, we didn't. This is right back up. We gotta go back to here. We hit it? Oh, we did hit it. Okay. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. $57.10. But if you're going to trade, just to be honest, you need to know how to read candlesticks. But if you don't know how to read candlesticks, do not feel bad. Because I'm about to link some videos that's going to help you out, all right? I got y'all. All right, so we're about to hit TB3. We barely missed it. All right, so we're just going to be chilling. We missed a good entry on SPX. We're going to see if we can catch a good trade entry on US30 and EUSDX in these next couple candlesticks. That's what we're going to try to go for. So let me go ahead and mark these up. So I'm going to try not to miss these. But I honestly don't mind missing some entries because we're already blue on all these other trades. And again, I do these live streams to help people out because trust me, it's hard learning by yourself. I had to learn all this shit on my own. Like I literally had to learn all this on my own. I made a lot of doing that. So I definitely don't mind missing some pips if I'm going to help someone out and make sure they don't lose money. So again, I hope you didn't close that trade because SL didn't get hit and literally the next candlestick you're in profit. So I hope you're still holding up, but just use that as a lesson. All right, so, but give me 1 second. I do like how these are looking right here. So I'm going to wait. New 15 did just start. So we're going to wait to see if it can break underneath these levels. And then we're going to go from there. So Euro AD and Euro New Zealand are looking very, very similar, but they are still trying to drop. So we're going to see if they can. But again, if you're happy with your profits, feel free to close. Do not hold a trade. Oh, we just blew through another TP. I'm about to link those videos in a second. I'm going to link them in a second. Give me a second, yo. Dang, I wish I would have put these on my funded accounts. I got sidetracked. It's all good. Because I would have passed another challenge right now. Speaking of which, shout out to, I don't know if he's in here. Shout out to Marcus, though. I don't know if anyone else, this is the only one that announced it. I don't know if anyone else is doing any funded challenges, any of my other students and members, but he just passed his 200K challenge last week, right before Christmas. And he's already up like 5K on this thing. So shout out to you, man. And hopefully yesterday and today we're able to get in some trades because you should be up even more now. But yeah, and I did another challenge. I started it last week. I passed phase 1. And I literally would have passed it right now if I would have took any of these trades. but I got sidetracked. But that's besides the point. So, okay, cool. So I'm about to link some videos now. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. All right, so yeah, if you're holding a trade, before you enter a trade, you got to do analysis. So if you did your analysis, you figured out what your stop loss is going to be, figured out what your TPs are. So it's literally madness to close a trade before stop loss gets hit. Only time people do that is when they aren't properly risking their trades. I mean, when they're not properly calculating their lot sizes. And my members, I saw y'all look at them yesterday, but like I mentioned, the Zoom meeting yesterday, last night, in the group chat, the pin video in the group chat is a video explaining how to properly calculate your lot sizes. So y'all should already know how to do that. But those that aren't members, it's just math. You just gotta, like I said, risk 1 to 5% of your account. Just multiply, figure out what that percentage is, and then you go from there. So the first video I'm about to drop in here is a video on how to read candlesticks. If I can find it. How to read candlesticks. And then those are in here. Make sure you hit that bell and subscribe, because we don't just live trade, post videos weekly on his channel as well. Posted a video last week, posting a video later today. I just finished editing it. Be on the lookout for that. But also have that bell hit. That way you can what you call it. My bad, y'all. Give me a second. Actually, this will be easier on my phone. So I'm gonna do it on my phone. That way you're also notified as soon as I do go live. But I do go live every day, 3 a.m. EST London session. And then it's depending on the day or if there's news, I do live stream also. I might do live stream or live trade for the members only during New York session. But the first video I'm gonna share with y'all is how to read candlesticks, okay? Because again, we trade based off candlesticks. So if you don't know how to read candlesticks, you need to take a pause in trading and learn how to read candlesticks. This video is very short. It's a very short video, straight to the point. But I'll drop in the comments right now. So after the stream, we're about to end the stream in a little bit. Make sure to watch this video. All right. I'm about to drop another video in here. So make sure to star that, save it for later, whatever you need to do. But we're about to hop off in a second. So we see Euro AD retracing. Euro New Zealand is probably doing the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised. Sure enough, they are doing the same thing. But we did hit multiple TPs. So again, if you're not sure if it's going to continue to drop down or you're not comfortable with the retracement, feel free to close. I'm never going to tell y'all to continue to hold a trade. And we just blew through. What did we just hit? Yeah, so we just blew through. We just hit TP5 on gold. Yeah, so we're making some money, y'all. We're making some money. Yeah, we're making a crazy amount of money. So the final TP is 1800 flat. And after that, so with gold, y'all, in gold, first off, make sure to hit that like button. Everyone in here, make sure to hit that like button. I just called out 3 trades free, explain why we enter the trades and all that good stuff in less than an hour too. We just got a crazy amount of pips in less than an hour. All right. I don't know any other. There probably are some. I'm never going to say I'm the only one, but I've looked around. You know, I've looked at my competition and stuff and other traders, and yeah, I don't really see people doing this right here. But let me link this other video. So that first video is how to read candlesticks. The second video I'm about to drop is how to identify the trend, because the first step, you need to know how to read candlesticks. Second step is you need to understand what you're going to be entering. Are you going to enter a buy or a sell? So how you gonna know if you need to enter a buy or sell? You need to identify the trend. And this video right here is how to exactly do that. This video, again, short and straight to the point, but I do a live example. This was either from a one-on-one session or this was from a Zoom call with my members. But I do a live example with bar replay explaining, and it's a real live example. It's on gold, I believe, of price changing trends in real time. Make sure to check that one out. And then this is a strategy I use. You can use this on gold, but again, this strategy literally works on anything. It works on crypto, stocks, options. This strategy works on literally anything and any time frame. Obviously, the bigger the time frame, the more accurate and the more pips you'll catch. All right, bam. So I'm done blowing up the comment section. All right, so let me make sure I'm not missing out. So if you have any other questions, feel free to type in the chat. Make sure to hit that like button though, y'all, because we're currently 3 for 3 for trades. We missed a couple opportunities, but that's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of good we didn't enter that anyways, because we would have hit the first couple TPs and then that thing retraced. So I ain't tripping too much about that. So now my radar is going to be on US30 USDX. Yeah, we missed the entry on SPX, which is kind of unfortunate. Would be up a huge amount of money on that, but it is all good. You can't get into all of them. You can't get into all of them. It's all good. It is all good. Euro CAD though looks like it might be trying to do something for us. So I'm gonna wait for the next 15 to see what this looks like. But I do like how Euro CAD's looking. Ain't gonna lie. So let me write this up just in case I do decide to enter this. Those that's just joining the stream, I did not enter this yet. Only entered 3 trades so far today. And that was gold. And then we just hit the last TP. Yeah, we did. So for gold, y'all, make sure to have your SL in profit or close. Okay, we're up 500, 600 pips. Do not let this trade turn red on y'all. Do not let this trade turn red on y'all. All right, so just going to do a quick thing for gold. I usually do this for the members, but since I did call this out and it could potentially continue to dump, I'm going to go over it. But first things first, notice right here that this is a strong support resistance level. But depending on how it reacts to this level here and what the next 15 looks like, it could come to, like I mentioned before, 1798, 1799. And depending on how it reacts to that level, the extreme, now again, this won't be happening until like deep in New York session, but the extreme would be like 1790. But before that, it would have to break these levels of traffic here, specifically this one here at 1795, 1796. All right. So I'm going over that again. Depending on what the next 15 looks like, it could come to 1799, 1798. And depending on how it reacts to that level, it could come down to 1796. And the extreme would be 1790. But that won't happen till later in New York or tomorrow. But as of now, all TPs got hit. We're up 500, 600 pips. Do not let your trade turn red. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Make sure to check out those videos I did link in the comment section, because those videos are going to help you out. It has to do with my strategy, but this is stuff you need to know if you're going to trade regardless. Like, this has nothing to do with my strategy. Only the last one specifically has to do with my strategy. The other ones are just fundamentals that a lot of people do not know, because a lot of people weren't taught this stuff, or people were half taught this stuff. You know, people always be like, oh, you know, you see this is an uptrend. So if you see a pattern like that, you need to go for a buy. You see this is a downtrend. But let's be real, we already know it's not going to be picture perfect like that all the time. Now, this is kind of picture perfect, right? But it's not always going to be picture perfect, isn't that? You know, whether it's at a sticky situation like US30 or the Canadian pairs where you need to be able to know through other things if the trend's still valid, if the trend's about to change. You need to understand how to read candlesticks. All this stuff. It's all this stuff that you need to know that a lot of us weren't taught, or a lot of people don't teach, I should say. Yeah, so this stuff's following suit. Again, we missed this SPX play, and I'm a little sick to my stomach. I could have entered it right here, but it is all good. I am not going to let that bother me because we could possibly jump in on these. Just waiting for the confirmations on these. But that would have been a nice ass trade. We would have been up over 1,000 pips. But we got some other plays getting set up for us. So I'm about to redo my markups on this, do my next markup on this, and we're going to see what NAS GBPJPY USDX is talking about. Because it looks like the USD pairs are just dropping. So out of curiosity, I want to see if let me see what NU was. Yeah, NU is already dropping. Let me see what AU is doing. If you're going to jump in, ADUSD. Yes, we might jump in on this as well. Yeah, we might jump in on this as well. Yeah, so there might be a few more trades we'll jump in on, depending on what this next 15 looks like. So I'm going to see you on tomorrow's stream. There is no news today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, nothing really going on today. Nothing going on tomorrow. Nothing going on Friday. It's going to be a clean week until the holidays. Not going to be trading, obviously, on the 1st. The 2nd, I might not trade on the 2nd either. I might be on the chart, so I'm not going to stream on Monday. So I'll be back on Tuesday streaming. And yeah, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. If you guys want to contact me directly, make sure to follow me on Instagram at playmaker_way. You see at the bottom of the screen. Also, make sure to follow me on TikTok, Playmaker Way. I post content on there daily, tips as well. Make sure to check that out. Also, make sure to join the free Signal and the free Telegram. First link in the description. You can also hit me up on Telegram. All you gotta do is once you join, click that, hit me up right there. But yeah, I'm gonna see you on tomorrow's stream.